Good evening once more, and welcome back for the last time on this Saturday here to USC 2024 round of 32. I am still this one guy. He is still iFlame, and we are bringing you the second California roster. It is SoCal this time, following up NorCal a little bit ago. They're playing against Louisiana, and another matchup that on paper looks like it may be a little bit of a one-sided affair. iFlame, you think this is going to be a one-sided affair, brother?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with you. SoCal, the winners of USC 2022, faltered a bit in 2023 where they placed 4th, but this year, Utami making a return for SoCal, and they're looking to place highly again. Louisiana, unfortunately, are about the same seed as last year. They've lost 2 players overall, 1 new player, but they've lost 3. So, you know, a net -2 players.
Yeah, it's a rough one. SoCal, in a down year, got 4th. And then, you know, replaced Matthew, their longtime captain, as well as Lugia, aka Lego Kami, bringing back Utami, bringing in 315 for the first time. Still with You're Cute, Easy Chalk, Caleb, and Recall. So still very, very strong SoCal roster. Obviously, a lot of question marks going to be around Utami. Nobody has seen him in a tournament in quite some time. So his tournament form is going to remain to be seen. I'm really not sure what to expect out of him, but the rest of that team is solid enough that in the the early couple rounds, their first 2 matches at least, I think SoCal will probably be fine regardless. Yeah, Louisiana, when you're a roster 4, they were the last team this year actually to sign up and put together a roster. Got us our 32nd team. They're just going to be playing underdog in every match they have this year.
Yes, they are. You do have a few returning players, Hyman James and Fluff, with D011 being the 1 newcomer, but it is just those 4. And of course, the less players you have on your team, the trickier it will be, harder it is to cover a diverse set of skills. And so the picks are going to be a lot more difficult than, well, of course for SoCal, who is just incredibly strong, but really for any team that has 6 players, you can just cover a lot more skill sets between those players.
Yeah, and not to mention that the best players, the most well-rounded players who can fill in those slots if you were in a case where you needed to fill more skill sets with fewer players, the players who can do so are typically on the best teams anyway. If you think about like who the best players are right now in the USA, the most like well-rounded, you come up with names, like Rectagon, who's on this really strong Virginia squad, or you think of like I don't know, a Decatur who's on a very strong Texas squad, so on and so forth. So I think the biggest exception to that maybe being I'm a fancy lad, and we saw what happened. Colorado, was kind of limited by the fact that they didn't have that depth behind him. But other than that, the dispersion of players in this country is a little unfortunate for some of these smaller teams.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense. Obviously, a lot of it does just come down to population, but a lot of it as well, right, is if you see your team performing well in USC, you see your state looking good with strong players, you might be a little more motivated to try and grind and improve and make the USC team, as opposed to a team like, Louisiana that tends to struggle to get enough players to form the team. I think as a whole, players are going to be less inspired to try out, but I'm glad they were able to put a team together this year.
Yeah, it's very interesting. There's obviously most of the teams are pretty constant over the years. Obviously, the exceptions this year of Ohio and Iowa being kind of shocking departures from USC. But then you have some transient teams at the sort of bottom end who, it's like, will they or won't they have enough players? We've had some states that have only had a team like once or twice, and those are often those teams that, they're stuck like Louisiana with only 4 players. I think, who else? New Hampshire only has 4 players. First time I believe they've ever had a team. Alabama with a team for the second or third time, also only 4 players. Puerto Rico with a team for the first time ever, 5 players. And like the question that we'll be interested in going forward is like, will those teams be able to have that growth? Because other players from that state Will they see it and be like, oh, I should sign up for this now? We've got a team together. Like, that's cool, you know, and generate more interest that way.
Yep, I mean, even Kansas, right? I believe Missouri had a team for a couple of years, but no, I'm thinking of a different.
I don't know if they ever did. It's been Kanzuri I think it's been Kanzuri my entire time hosting.
Okay.
Because like that's like a legacy team that was around at the very, very beginning when I first started. I've been around since the second iteration of this tournament, or no, third, I guess technically.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts always has a team, so
yeah, exactly.
The Canadian here and his knowledge of the United States doing his best.
Yeah, you know.
This is a good way to learn. This is a good way to learn United States geography. Is cast USC every year.
There you go, and you know. Of course, our favorite state, Arkansas.
Why is this one Kansas, but this one is not Arkansas?
Exactly.
America, explain! What do you mean Arkansas?
You know, spelling is just not their forte, you know? They don't know how to spell their state name, and that's okay. You know, we support them regardless.
The dream is to... Oh, God.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I hope you don't mind losing like all your Arkansas viewers.
The dream is to one day be able to check off every state in the U.S. as having had a team at least once. But I think that might be a bit of a challenge because there are definitely some states that like it's just doomed. Like, I would be shocked if either Dakota ever had a team, or Montana, Wyoming, Idaho. Like, just all of there's just like 6 connected states that have never had a team. Like Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska. I'm pretty sure none of those 6 states have ever had a team.
See, I'm waiting for a Guam team.
Yeah, we need to get all of the territories to have a team. What other states haven't had a team? I think Arkansas had a team. New Mexico has never had a team to my knowledge. Vermont, I don't think has ever had a team. Maine has never had a team. Rhode Island, I think, had a team once.
Rhode Island definitely had a team one year. I think it was 5 years ago.
I don't think West Virginia has ever had a team, but they get folded into Virginia/Washington, D.C. anyway. Like, if you're in any of those, you're on one team. The Carolinas, likewise, you know, it's a combined team. I think there have been times when they've had enough players. Mississippi,
I'm pretty sure it's had a team.
I don't know if Mississippi has ever had a team. Alaska had a team once. Hawaii had a team once. So it's getting to be a shorter list, but
It certainly is.
I think that block of like northern states, it's just never going to happen because no one lives there. Like, the population density in those states is so small that they just don't have OSU players to build teams out of. So it is just permanently doomed.
It is.
I'd have to go through signups and see what kind of signups we've ever had from any of those states. Like, I would be so down with just a combined Dakotas team, but they don't get any signups in the first place. Like, it's literally 0 signups from either of them.
I mean, yeah, when you get one sign up between all the Dakotas, and there's only so much you can do.
Well.
You don't have a Hawaii team this year.
Not this year, but we have had a Hawaii team at least once. I think, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it went well scheduling-wise. I think scheduling Hawaii in this tournament against East Coast is something like a 6-hour, I want to say, time difference. So trying to schedule for that state against East Coast teams is actually brutal. It's like scheduling United States against Western Europe, or Eastern Europe, excuse me. so scheduling is such a challenge for them that I think they were just kind of put off by that.
Yeah, 2021 was an exciting year, it turns out. We had both a Hawaii and a Rhode Island team.
I think, because I believe Hawaii played against Michigan, and they wanted to play at like 3 or 4 UTC or something, and then Michigan's like, no, sorry, like, no.
Totally.
Also, one thing I really wish I could do is figure out a way to put states for the stateless members on the spreadsheet so you could see where stateless was from. I tried to figure out a way of doing that would make any sort of sense this year when putting together the sheet, and I could not come up with a good answer, but I know the stateless team this year is like some freaking bizarro world. Because it's like, I think it's, what is it? Ohio. There's like 2 players each from 2 states, and then there's like Arkansas, Alaska, Hawaii, or something weird like that.
Yeah, it's not a bad team though.
It's
Blue
so
on
strange.
there, Hidden Dagger as well.
Oh, it's Ohio, Arkansas, Hawaii, Alaska, I believe. Like, schedule hell is real.
That's a rough one. It's well, yeah, it's pretty rough from Alaska. I've played with Tagasaki Yu
Oh, I know him.
from Alaska, and he'd play a lot of our matches at like 5 or 6 in the morning because we're, East Coast Canadian
Yeah.
American,
Yeah.
along with some Europeans, and then the Alaskan player trying to play with the Europeans is not a good time.
No, it would not be. But our discussion of the United States has successfully filled our time of the warm-ups. Hope everybody enjoyed. And now we'll be able to get into the match proper, as we are into very quickly here our ban phase. And we have the very speedy SoCal banning Nomad 1 and Louisiana banning Hard Rock 2. First pick will go to Louisiana.
Yeah, I mean, are the viewers really here for the gameplay? Like, this is just the United States informational podcast now. That's what
actually
really
true. Man, I could just do a podcast about like the history of USC and have the best time.
Be a good time for sure. We'll see if they it looks like they're going to be banning Hard Rock 2 instead of Nomad 4. Nomad 4 potential pick.
I don't. Don't pick it. It's a trap. Don't pick it.
It's long.
Oh, it's DT3.
DT3.
This is DT. It's DT1, but in the DT3 slot. So I was like, wait a minute, DT1? Nope. It's DT3. It's a DT1 map. 255 BPM air, 10.3, comfy aim, and some bursts. I think that's all there is to this.
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of your very, very standard DT1, but 3.
I think this is the most standard map in like the entire pool, actually.
Quite possibly. We do have Fluff, Hyman, D011, going to be the starters for Louisiana. SoCal certainly have their choices open. Caleb, there's Utami in the lobby, no surprises. And I imagine it's going to be pure cute to fill that one out. But honestly, this early in the tournament, we could potentially see a player like Rico L or Easy Chalk as well if they were feeling a certain pick. But in theory, it should just be pure cute.
Yeah, I mean, with this roster, you can kind of put whoever, but yeah, You're Cute indeed will be the third. So, very quickly here, we get our first Utami sighting. What would his last tournament have been? Like, OWC 2022? Has he played anything since then?
I don't think so, because Corsair's closed was 2021.
Yeah,
he was also 2021, so I think it would have been the OWC.
Yeah, because he didn't play closed 2023.
Nope.
Maybe he played ADS 2023, which I don't know that I was involved in that tournament at all. So I wasn't really remember that.
Maybe Tommy has played a couple tournaments, and I've just
I don't think he's played anything. He hasn't played anything since then, though.
Yeah.
Also, the classic Utami strat of being in Twitch chat has not gone away. Has not gone away since his time as an active tournament player.
I mean, clearly
So,
it worked for him at the time.
yeah, he was one of the best players in the world. We'll see what it's like now that he's getting back into things here. Be big for the program. USC OWC 2024 would look pretty scary if they can get a big carry player like Utami's form was a couple years back. But we'll have to see what happens here in USC first as we get into our first map. And it is early breaks from Easy Chalk and Utami to start things off. Early advantage Louisiana here. Just 100 combo in, though.
Yeah, and I will say, I feel like You're Cute has had a ton of improvement since the last USC especially, but even more so since the 2021 USC where SoCal did take first place. And so this team, just having You're Cute improve so much since then is much, much stronger already. Even if Utami's not on that same form, as does find another miss, and Louisiana looking strong early on as they still have 3 full combos to the single full combo for SoCal.
Yeah, this is very very solid so far for Louisiana. There's another break for Easy Chalk, not able to build the combo back up, and you still have the double FC on Heyman and on D011. Utami with another break, really, I don't know, maybe the nerves of playing in first tournament back in a long time getting to him a little bit, hard to say. You're Cute holding the FC down, but it's just not going to matter too much when you've got a double FC on their side.
Yeah, the combo advantage is massive, but the accuracy really holding them back. They could be a lot farther ahead than 100,000 points, but it's the 91% accuracy from Fluff, meaning that the previous big combo isn't actually worth that much. Does find yet another miss, but the 2FC is still going strong for Louisiana. You're Cute, keeping SoCal in it, but we need to see misses from Louisiana soon, as there's only a quarter of the map to go.
Yeah, this is going to be SoCal running out of time to try and make a comeback if something doesn't happen quick, but there is a break from D011, D011, apparently maybe Doll, which I don't spell your name with numbers if you want it to be pronounced without the numbers. Heyman, the only FC left over there. You're Cute is matching, and you have recovery combo from Utami and from Easy Chalk, and that score lead is coming down rapidly. There goes Fluff as well, so it is no combo backing up Heyman, and that score is going to go right on over in this last Ki time.
Yeah, there goes Hyman as well. Last full combo down for Louisiana, and that is going to steal it. You're Cute does trade it back, but SoCal has already taken over the lead, and in the end, it was really the accuracy that made the difference there. Louisiana was leading the combo for most of that map, but the accuracy just not there, whereas you've got You're Cute, Easy Chalk, Utami all up at 98%, and that will secure them the first point, but Louisiana looking good to at least have a close first map against this SoCal roster.
Yeah, that was competitive through 3/4 of the way. I mean, really, just that last Ki was the difference maker. And as you said, the accuracy 91 on Fluff, 95 on Heyman. Not good enough, unfortunately, against a triple 98, nearly 99 on Easy Chalk. So, as you said, accuracy holding them back a little bit. And just the better scores overall from SoCal by the time it was all said and done. 356K for Fluff, a little bit unfortunate. This is what happens. We talked about right at length before the match. When you only have 4 players on your team, your third for any given map may be a little bit weaker on that pick than you would like in an optimal situation, and that can prevent you from getting points sometimes. Maybe what happened here just perhaps didn't have the greatest option for a third player on that. But SoCal's strong. You expect them to win a lot of points and a lot of picks against this Louisiana team. Regardless of what exactly the situation may be. And they're going to opt into Free Mod 3 as their first pick. So we're going to get that CS5 AR8 once more. We'll see what we get in terms of mod choices, if anything interesting comes out this go-round.
An easy for Easy Chalk.
Easy Chalk, easy. Yeah, that'd be nice.
And I mean, if you remember back to 2021, Utami tended to have a preference for the, hidden between the two, but on the SoCal roster would opt into the Hard Rock instead on the Freed Mod picks, just so the teammates didn't have to play that. So I imagine we're going to see Easy Chalk on an easy or a hidden Utami on the Hard Rock, and Rico possibly on the no mod, but they might decide to overmod as well.
Yeah, we also saw a fair amount of HDHR from Utami back when he was playing this tournament a couple years ago, especially in the early rounds. Definitely capable of getting away with it. So, keeping that in mind. So we'll get into this here. The GLHF's coming out, and we're going to find out. We do see James coming in to replace D011 or Doll or whatever. Should I match FL? We actually have somebody going Flashlight?
No way. Is it an easy shock flashlight?
I don't know.
There's no way. I would be shocked, but
It's not easy shock flashlight. It is Utami going easy flashlight. Bro, you do not come back from being gone for a year and a half and do this kind of like flexing shit. Surely. This is
how you come back in style.
Idki in 2020. Flashlight on free mod in week 1 FC. Vibes all over this.
I mean, the question is whether or not the easy flashlight works out. If it works, it's a very, very impressive, comeback to tournaments. If it doesn't, then you're just kind of inting. But James does find the first miss, and it's looking good so far as Utami not only holding the full combo, but accuracy staying up there as well. And of course, it's going to be SoCal off to the early lead, and there's a 2 times easy multiplier, so you're going to have to multiply Utami's score by 2. And Flashlight is almost never seen because most of the time you don't have the time or the, want to memorize a single tournament map in a massive pool. But if you can take the time to do that, this Flashlight multiplier is absolutely massive, so an FC with Flashlight and DZ is going to be worth an insane amount.
Yeah, this is like crazy score potential here. And this is going really well for SoCal regardless, because Louisiana is definitely struggling. You have James missing quite a few times on the easy down to 89%. Fluff has missed a few times, Hyman as well. Meanwhile, 3-way AFC still intact for SoCal. I don't know. This is just we're just watching this happen, I guess, right? That's just all we're doing here.
There is nothing you can do but watch, and nothing Louisiana can do but watch either, as they've dropped all their combos, and SoCal holding 3 strong with the overmod, and only a quarter of the map to go. I don't think the ending is that much harder than the start, but Rico L does drop off one of those FCs, so down to 2 for SoCal. They've definitely got the win, nearly doubling the score from Louisiana. The question is, how many FCs are we going to see into the end? There are 2 left on the board. Easy Chalk with the Hard Rock, and Utami, easy Flashlight, still holding that combo.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. I think that's what everybody's watching.
I think so.
I think that's all we're looking at here. Yeah, okay. So guy comes back from being gone for a year and a half, drops like 600k on the DT1 or whatever, and then he easy Flashlight SS's the free mod 3. I don't know. I guess that's fine. I guess that's okay. I don't know.
Listen, I don't know either, but that might be one of the best scores in USC. That, with the easy multiplier, that's 1.143 million, which is something you'd see out of a DT score.
Yeah, I mean,
that's with easy Flashlight.
That's the best score we'll see all weekend. I mean, I don't really think anything can top that.
No, there's no chance.
Well, welcome back, Stacker Joe. I agree.
Wait, was that a 1v3? It was close.
Almost, not quite.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Louisiana got 1.2 million.
1.2. So yeah.
So he was short by like a little bit, 60k or something, 37k.
Yeah.
No. Goodbye. I'll see you guys in
one map.
Freaking 5 minutes. I'll see you guys in like 5 minutes. Oh my god. You can talk about this map. I don't care.
Yes, I will talk about this map that I have definitely seen. It is the 4th map in this pool with no modifications made to the map. And there will be 3 players on each teams that will be clicking each circle in this map. And they may or may not occasionally not click one of the circles. And that's going to make them feel bad about themselves. And just they'll be doing that for about 5 minutes.
So this is literally just like the most boring Nomad 3 you've ever seen. It just happens to be in the Nomad 4 slot. Like, that's all it is. It's just a really, really boring Nomad 3 that's 5 minutes long.
It's your tournament, UNG. You gotta. Where's the veto? Throw in your own Nomad.
I know. I know. I don't bother arguing with Dada about map pools. It's really not worth the time. He spent too much time doing forum and modding PvP. You know. Like, it's just not worth it.
He's well practiced.
What's funny, of course, is the last time we saw Utami in USC, he was FCing Love the Subhuman Self in Grand Finals, which is another, I think, Daisuke Shiwatari. Somebody can correct me on that. It's a similar song, at least. 5-minute long Nomad 3. Like, it's just time is a flat circle, you know? Time is just a flat circle. That might not be Daisuke Shiwatari now that I think about it, but I can't remember who the artist was of that other map. But yeah, this is just a really long, really plain like alt map. It's got like one awkward section. What is it like? It's like 2/3 of the way through. There's like one weird section where you can miss. And other than that, it's pretty much free combo for like 3 minutes, and then mostly free combo for another like minute and 45 seconds. So this is just like, I hope you have some popcorn and something to drink because you're going to be here for a while, and it's not really going to do a great job of holding your interest.
I mean, how many FCs do you think we're seeing then? Like, is this a 5-way FC map?
No, because because on an alt map this long, people will just randomly miss on stuff.
That's very
or they'll miss on like the one pattern that you can actually miss on in this map, because there's literally like one pattern in this map to miss on. That's like a reasonable miss. Anything else is just like, I got bored and didn't pay close enough attention. But there is one pattern that you can actually break on, and it's like reasonable to miss there.
Well, thank you for the glowing review of
I'm sorry.
Like, here.
Like, everybody just knows how I feel about these kind of maps at this point, so I feel comfortable just leaning into it.
Yeah. I appreciate it. You know, we need commentators. Well, we definitely don't. But it is entertaining to sit on the pools.
I like most of this pool. I just don't like 5-minute long alt maps. So, like, I'm sorry. It is an archetype of a map that I don't think is worth putting in pools. I don't think it is necessary.
Yeah,
I don't know what this map tests that a map a minute and a half shorter wouldn't also test.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think the style of map, perfectly okay, as we do actually see misses from Easy Shock, Utami, and James. So, Dole did miss earlier, so it is going to be a very slight advantage to Louisiana. But I have to agree, the stylistically, the map, you know, makes sense. The length is a little bit excessive.
It's going to be Caleb versus Heyman here. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be Heyman or Hyman. I'm going with Heyman because that's not also a different word with a different meaning.
Man, you're insulting the hockey player, Hyman.
Oh my, is that that's a straight DC, and that's halfway through. I mean, you can't restart that.
We're not restarting this.
Yeah, you can't restart this at this point. I mean, we're like unironically too far through to restart this.
Yeah.
That's really unfortunate. Also, what sucks is the player in slot 1, which means we have no sound. At streamer, I don't know if it maybe turn on volume on a different client so we at least have sound for the next part of for the rest of the map, if possible. I think that should be doable. If you just why you can turn on sound in like client 2, can't you? Weird. All right, well, we are gonna sit here with no audio for a very long time. Technically speaking, there's still a world where there's still a world where SoCal wins this map. Oddly enough, like there is still a world where this is winnable for them.
Yeah, I mean, you see, they still have the score lead for the time being because I imagine that is counting Caleb's score.
I'll check the score after. We'll do the math at the end and not worry about it until then. But
We will, but it's
oh my
3
goodness!
breaks.
Yeah, see, 2/3 of the way
Louisiana.
through. 2/3 of the way through. It's that little wiggle pattern.
It was a good call out.
Yeah. I paid attention to a couple things in the map pool showcase, alright?
But SoCal, they found misses as well, so there's not really any combo. But with these low combos from Louisiana, SoCal could realistically still win this 1v3 or 2v3. Forecasting a second disconnect.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's gonna be. I mean, you gotta think that with 3 players, they can surely make up 100k in a third of the map, right?
You would think, but the combos have just not been there from James and Dull. They're both sitting at under 200,000 points, and James finding yet another miss. The combo, the score is just not there. The accuracies are so incredibly low as well. James at 85.
Wait, is he on 80?
92.
Yeah, what's
85?
I'm a little unsure why they're having so much trouble with accuracy on this map, to be honest. But I guess it can happen if you're just not comfortable with the map for whatever reason. Easy enough. James is. They're definitely having a hard time though.
I mean, Dollar Chain misses again, and Easy Chalk Utami both recovered combos, and I think SoCal should be taking this one. Obviously, we'll do them at the end to be sure, but I think they might just pull off the 2v3 unless we see big misses out of Utami and Easy Chalk. Pick'ems may have been saved.
Yeah, this is kind of wild, actually. I mean, they are still getting whatever his score was at the time of DC. Like, if you can tell that from the from the score.
About 200k.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot, but it's enough.
I mean, it's more than James has at the moment, so.
Yeah. Why is okay? I'm just gonna. Where are all the other states? What is this? What does he mean by this?
I don't
Where
think
would they
there
ever
are
be?
any other states.
So okay, so the MP link does not count. Is not counting the DC'd score from Caleb, but the stream is. And we would add in his score anyway. So yeah, SoCal does win the point.
Yep. My conspiracy theory, my USC conspiracy theory, is that if it was any other map, T1G would have replayed it.
No, they were like a third of the way through.
I mean,
like in the rules. That's in the rules. That's past the point of no return. Anyway,
nobody reads the rules. This is this is just how OC tournaments.
Also, even if he doesn't have a screenshot of the score, they still win based on what the score he had was on the stream.
Yeah.
So like, just not that worried about it. Snapchat. Do you have Snapchat? Rob is asking players for their Snapchat, guys. I don't know. It's a little sus.
I don't know. Somebody get the Google Doc ready. Man, I had one in middle school, and that's about it.
Oh, so yeah, he did have on this. He was still streaming that entire time, interestingly enough, and he was still in their Discord channel. Which is like, how did he? He DC'd from the match, but nothing else. All right.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's pretty inconsequential, and so SoCal is going to be up 3 points to 0, and life goes on as we go into Nomad 2 this time around. It's going to be Zerla Breakcore.
It'll be Zerla Breakcore eventually. There we go. So this is an early round Nomad 5, but in the Nomad 2 slot, is the easiest way to explain it. You know, the problem with the whole non-slot pooling thing that Dada's doing is that, like, most of the maps can still be explained with a slot, which doesn't help explaining why they are in somewhere other than their expected slot based on the skill set they represent. Correct. Because, like, the easiest way to talk about a speed map, right, in the, like, a Nomad speed map is to say, oh, it's a Nomad 5, because everybody knows what that means. But like it being in Nomad 2, it's like, well, why isn't it just in Nomad 5 then? So
the answer is it just isn't. It just isn't. That's all there is to it.
Exactly. Like, don't worry about it.
Don't question Dada's methods, okay? We'll be very offended if you do. But yeah, I mean, it's just how it is. It is always fun going over the pools, and they're gonna pick the DT3. It's gonna be the DT1 of the pool.
Right, like exactly. Like the problem is that we've just come to associate skill sets with slot names instead of the other way around, and so it's like,
There you go. Maybe you could argue that is, more of a flaw of slot pooling, and
it's like how do you
explain it that way? I don't know.
How do you break the mold when everybody just has this like framework in their mind for how these things work? Anyway, we're gonna go into this Nomad 2. See, there you go. You say Nomad 2 instead of the name of the map, and it's like, oh. We have an early break from Heyman, early break from James, early break at the very, very beginning from Utami, followed by another break from Utami just now. How did this man pull off an easy FL SS of a map, but he's having this much trouble with the other stuff? That's like,
I mean, let's be honest. He probably spent the whole week practicing the easy flashlight SS and didn't touch a single other map in the pool.
Okay, but like normally, like if you remember what Utami was like at peak, like he could sight read FC most of these picks, right? This is not a hard pool for a player that was as good as he was at that time.
No. I have to agree. I'm developing the USC shorthand. This is a Nomad 2, but actually Nomad 5. This is Nomad 25.
I think that's how it works, unfortunately. You're just gonna confuse people more doing that.
They have to learn, TNT. They have to learn.
Caleb and Easy Shock both holding the FCs down. No FCs for Louisiana. SoCal out to a 300,000 score lead. Yeah. This is going as expected.
Yeah, Tommy's on a pretty nice recovery as well.
Also, can I talk about, again, like, Louisiana just continuing to struggle a lot with accuracy? It's been kind of the case through a bunch of the picks, but they're at 93, 91, and 94 AC. Not what you want to see, especially not on the easiest pool of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it all goes back to having 4 players on your team, right? It feels like every single map they've had 1 player that has really struggled and then 2 players that have been able to put up solid scores. This time around it is Dahl who's struggling a little bit more. But, Hyman does find the miss as well. James is on a very nice combo, just slightly behind those FCs of Caleb and Easy Chalk. But it's almost 800,000 points score difference now in SoCal. They're going to be on match point.
Yeah, they're fine. It's chill. They're having a good time. They have a double FC. They have a 300 combo shy of an FC against, there's James. What is Dahl doing? Nerds. He wrote nerds in smoke. All right, yeah, I can respect it. He's chilling. That's a 1.2 million score win for SoCal with a double FC on Caleb and Easy Chalk is what that is.
Yeah. And Caleb having a very good performance as well. Of course, it is early pools, so to be expected to some extent, but still nice to see consistency on the early pools.
Yeah, this is we really putting DT maps in the Nomad pool? I don't know what he means. Anybody who can decipher what that statement means, you're doing a good job.
My best guess is that the map is fast, so it should be a DT map, but I don't know. It's just kind of a pretty standard Nomad speed map.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, we're going to go Fremont 2 as potentially the last pick of the match, potentially the last pick of the day, in fact. 4-0 SoCal break points, match points the rest of the way through.
And of course, this is going to be the tiebreaker 6 of the round of 32.
This is that intro with the Genki vocals. I just
yeah, it's a minute and 44 seconds. So Louisiana, they're not going to delay this one too much longer. I think there's a chance You know, I'm not saying there's any guarantee, but there's a small chance, I'd say, that this might be their last pick of round of 32.
Yeah, there's a good chance. There's a good chance. Okay, wait. Did you memorize this? So somebody's running flashlight again, I guess.
No.
I think someone's running flashlight again.
Maybe
I have.
Tommy has just been on a easy flashlight arc, like these.
No, it's from Louisiana.
Oh, on Louisiana.
I think, based on what they were saying in chat. I don't know. We gotta see.
All right.
I'm like pointing at my screen as if you can see me pointing at my screen. I don't know what I'm doing here. We should be getting into this here in moments. Hello, Tommy. 315? Is this first map for 315? This is first map for 315, right?
It is, yeah. We'll see what 315 can do, and I believe their first USC appearance. And honestly, I'd be pretty surprised to see a flashlight on this one, but I guess we've seen it once. We could see it again.
The Fremont 3 is much more flashlightable than this is.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I like. I don't want to sound rude. I don't want to sound rude, so I'm going to phrase this in a not in the least rude way I can think of. I don't know how seriously they're taking this map.
I mean, yeah, look, I said it for Tommy, and it applies to Doll too. If you can, like, full combo, put up a good score on a map like this, then
yeah, okay.
It's very impressive. Well, if you can't, then you're just kind of venting. And Doll evidently cannot play this map with flashlight.
Yeah.
Even a little bit.
Alright, well, listen, Louisiana's here for a good time, not a long time, right? They wanted to just pick a free mod and do some crazy stuff and go out with a bang, I guess.
At least they picked the shortest free mod they could, you know?
Yeah. I'm of a divided mind on this, but in the interest of political correctness, I'm not going to say anything. So it's going to be SoCal taking the match 5-0. Pretty much, I mean, this is like already over. This was over at in League. You know, you'd say this game was over at Champ Select. This map was over at Mod Select. Same kind of vibes there. If I say what I think, I will be suspended for 6 months.
Yep. Unlike the players. I don't even know what's going on SoCal's side. Somebody missed. Tommy and 315, I think, are still full comboing. One on the...
No, not anymore, 315 broke.
Full comboing.
Right,
sorry, 315. My bad. There you go. Tommy with, I think it's going to be a 1x100.
No? 9.74? I don't know, I think that's 2. Yeah.
Yeah,
two.
Found another one at the end.
So, and he also... Oh, no, he didn't drop a slider, and the full combo thing just didn't show up for other. Yeah, well, as somebody said in chat, we're about to see the largest score lead in the tournament, and indeed, 2.4 million. Well, that's before the easy multipliers, I guess. I don't think the easy multipliers are going to be saving Louisiana on this one.
Yeah, an extra 47,000 points with the easy multiplier. That's
huge.
Quite huge.
Oh my god.
Closing that gap to a very close, very tidy, like 2.3 million instead of 2.4.
Yeah. Well, that happened.
Yep. Nothing more to be said about this match, really. SoCal, of course, is going to move on to play the winner of New Jersey and Minnesota. And Louisiana will get to test out their easy skills against, let's see, loser 6. That's going to be loser
of the same match. Yeah.
Okay.
So most likely we're going to be seeing SoCal. Well, actually, I don't know. This Minnesota team is not bad, but you would expect based on seeding, SoCal versus New Jersey, Louisiana versus Minnesota. But not going to count the chickens before they hatch on that one. You never know what Minnesota could possibly be capable of on an early round pool. New Jersey, though, typically a pretty strong one, so going to be fair in that one. But those will be matchups again to be found out tomorrow and to see next week. And this is the end of the day for us here. A very short Saturday schedule this week. We had 2 matches on Friday night and then 3 matches here on the Saturday. The other, well, no, it's not the other 11, but it's like 9 matches Sunday and then 2 matches on Monday. So we will see you guys tomorrow. It's going to be 21 UTC, first match of the day. Michigan, my state. Let's go, Michigan. Against Colorado, the 16 versus 17 matchup.
Colorado.
Aww.
I gotta, we need some diversity on this broadcast.
But I'm from Michigan.
We can't show our bias here.
I'm from Michigan. I think the one thing you're allowed to be biased for is your own state in USC. Like I wouldn't be like, I try not to be biased for USA and OWC, but I'll be biased for Michigan and USC. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. Not in terms of like anything I do, just as a commentator, I should say. Like I'm not actively doing anything to affect their outcomes. It's just commentating.
Not that we know of.
Yeah. They rescheduled their match. Obviously, I'm not reading anything. Like, if you wanted a way to find out that I'm not reading anything, it's because they rescheduled. Like, clearly, I'm not doing anything in their favor. But yeah, that match is tomorrow, 21 UTC. That is 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. That'll be our next match. And we have a lengthy Sunday evening block going all the way through into the wee hours. I think our last match is at nearly midnight Eastern time. So definitely be ready for tomorrow afternoon. We got a whole bunch of matches. They'll be pretty exciting, I hope. Maybe a little, maybe some close ones, some more tiebreakers, some more close matches. That'd be awesome to see. But that's gonna be the end of our night here.
Certainly is. Big thank you to Cheese for the stream, Rob for rapping, T1G for commentating with me as always. I've been iFlame, and I hope you all enjoyed the matches. Have a good night and take care.